They call Customs and Border Patrol on their own facilities. They do a raid. The next day after the raid is done, they pay a meager fine, which is what benefits do the Republicans see in deportations? Is it just for the lulz? You need to set up a reactionary sentiment. You need to set up a reactionary sentiment against immigration so that there's like enough appetite to continue having a two-tier labor system in this country. Everybody fucking understands that business owners rely on undocumented migrant labor, specifically in the agriculture industry, specifically in the poultry industry. Okay? Meat packing facilities, chicken factories. All of these factories are comprised of mostly undocumented migrant labor. Okay? Most of the construction as well. Good call. So everybody understands that we need to enslave these people to basically be able to get them to do these things at like unimaginably low prices. Okay? But given America's history, it's like, oh, some people don't want to do that pussy shit. They're like, oh, enslaving an entire group of people because they're, you know, coming from a different country. Well, that seems kind of not great. So let's create a system where they basically are desperate as fuck, okay? And they'll do the job without any sort of fucking work safety protections, with no legal recourse whatsoever, for unimaginably low wages. And we know that people are going to still keep coming into the country because we fucked over the rest of the planet. So they're going to still try to come here because we're reaping the benefits of that unequal exchange and the death and destruction that we continue to cause all around the world. Okay? So everybody knows migrants are going to keep flowing in. It's a perfect way to just recycle your workforce. And this is all above board. Like this is done pretty much in a legal way in this country. I've talked about the Purdue chicken factory basically shipping undocumented laborers into Alabama facilities, building trailer parks for them, and then forcing them to go work for bottom of the barrel wages. And then when they dare to speak up against like the back pay that they're owed, or when they dare to speak up against like the sexual assaults that are happening by managers in their factory floor, they give a fucking phone call to the Department of Homeland Security and they say, hey, there's a shit ton of undocumented migrants in this facility. They call Customs and Border Patrol on their own facilities. They do a raid. The next day after the raid is done, they pay a meager fine, which is significantly less than the amount of profits that they're able to generate by using basically slave wage labor. And then they go back to step one. They go back to the same exact areas and they immediately get as many undocumented migrants as possible and put them in the same fucking trailer parks, only to have them work in the same fucking factory a week later. This is how the American agricultural production works. Okay? That's how it works. Make no fucking mistake. And the only way that you can have this, this immediate return, the only way that you can drive higher and higher fucking profits for these facilities is by maintaining an incredibly reactionary posture against the undocumented migrants. That's it. That's it. Are there any good journalists documenting this? Yeah. Just look up Purdue Chicken Factory undocumented labor. There's plenty of coverage on that one. And there's a million different examples of this. It's not just that, but that's the one I use all the time. We also have prison labor. That's another way to get, slavery by a different name, even though it's not even a different name. It's the same name. Here. Teen risked all to flee Guatemala. Her payoff, grueling jobs, grueling job in U.S. chicken plant. That was from February 7th, 2022.